ever wondered what a McDonald's in Japan has to offer? Spoiler alert, it's a little weirder and maybe even better? Hey everybody, and welcome back to Life TV. From bacon potato pies to teriyaki everything, I'm diving headfirst into Japan's spin on the Golden Arches. So is Japanese McDonald's worth the hype, or is it just plain bizarre? Let's find out. Let's watch.
It could mean actual advances in the field of science.
It's almost as if you've been doing too much science.
I was recently in Japan, and naturally I had to find out what McDonald's is like over there. So I hit up a couple of locations in Tokyo and Kyoto, testing out their breakfast and lunch menus to see if they've cracked some secret formula or just gone off the rails. And of course, I'll be rating everything on the McWeirdo meter, from regular Ronald all the way up to Fever Dream Ronald. The stranger the food, the stranger the Ronald. Stick around till the end to find out my final verdict on Japanese McDonald's. McDonald's, the golden arches that promise comfort food no matter where you are on the planet. Or so you might think. McDonald's first opened in Japan way back in 1971 because nothing says authentic cultural exchange quite like a Big Mac. Now, fun fact, Ronald McDonald isn't named Ronald McDonald in Japan. No, here he's Donald McDonald. 2 D's for Mickey D's. Let's kick things off in Tokyo, where it was breakfast time and I was in serious need of fuel. So naturally, I decided to grab some McDonald's. Now, this particular McDonald's wasn't your run-of-the-mill drive-through situation. Now, this place looked like a modern art gallery masquerading as a fast food joint. The building was hip and trendy, like it was designed by someone who once worked for the Museum of Modern Art. Browsing the breakfast menu was a bit daunting. It felt like the same old menu I know, but with a twist. I decided to order something weird and something familiar. This McDonald's was also several stories tall, so after ordering, I had to do the fast food stair climb, juggling my tray while trying to find the perfect spot to sit. It felt like an exercise class where the reward is a sausage McMuffin, and honestly, I'd sign up for that workout any day. So, the bacon potato pie. I had no idea what to expect when I ordered this thing. Turns out it's not really a pie at all. McDonald's just likes to call anything vaguely pastry-shaped a pie, but what they actually mean is Hot Pocket. It looks exactly like one of their famous apple pies. Crispy on the outside, promising all sorts of weirdness on the inside. And weirdness, it delivered. The crispy exterior was a nice touch, and for a second I thought, hey, this is kind of working. Until the filling hit. It was all gelatin. It was like biting into a bacon-flavored pudding. The artificial flavor was strong, so strong that you knew for sure that no real food was harmed in the making of this pie. It started off kind of tasty, but by the third bite, it was like my brain had caught up and was waving red flags, screaming, "Abort mission." The longer you eat, the grosser it gets. It's a journey, but maybe not one you want to take twice. Next up was the sausage McMuffin with egg. A breakfast classic, right? Well, sort of. The muffins were slightly toasted, but somehow still super squishy and bouncy, like they were made out of memory foam. The egg wasn't scrambled. Instead, it was this perfectly round, suspiciously uniform hockey puck of egg. Throw in a single slice of cheese and that's your breakfast masterpiece. Now, to be fair, it was very warm and comforting in that fast food safety blanket kind of way, but the flavor, man, it felt like they dialed it way down. It didn't taste bad, but it didn't really taste like much at all. Kind of like eating a food memory through a fog. That said, the warm muffins and gooey cheese felt pretty good in my mouth. So I'll give it points for being warm and soft and entirely unoffensive. Overall, McDonald's in Shinjuku was a surprisingly fun place to grab breakfast. The vibe was way cooler than you'd expect from a McDonald's, with that hip, dynamic wall art keeping things interesting. It's super clean, well-maintained, and feels more like a trendy cafe than a fast food joint. And those big windows were amazing. You get to watch the Tokyo subway line zoom by while you sit there pondering life. Or, wondering why your bacon potato pie tastes like pudding. Alright, so let's break down McDonald's Tokyo breakfast on the official McWeirdo meter. Starting with menu items, I'm giving it a solid 2 out of 6, an off-brand Ronald. Sure, it was fun to find a bacon potato pie in place of an egg muffin, but nothing here took me too off the usual McDonald's map. Moving on to the restaurant vibe, and this one gets a 1 out of 6. Regular Ronald. The place is sleek, modern, spotless, and honestly could blend right into any stylish Tokyo cafe, just with a golden arch outside. Finally, taste lands at a nice 4 out of 6, or Creepy Ronald. And yeah, creepy seems about right for a bacon potato pie that tasted like bacon pudding. Strange, intriguing, and oddly satisfying. Not enough to give me nightmares, but definitely made me question my life choices at 8 a.m. in Tokyo. Next up, I hopped on a bullet train and took my McDonald's curiosity to Kyoto to grab some lunch. Walking up to the McDonald's in Kyoto, it's clear this spot isn't trying to out-trendy Tokyo. The building's modern and clean, but definitely less flashy. Right at the entrance, though, they reel you in with a display of McDonald's macarons. Yeah, apparently the Golden Arches has gone fancy. Inside, the ordering's all done on the kiosk, so it's just you, your order, and a whole lot of vibrant wall art. The lunch menu here in Kyoto definitely brought its weird A-game. We're talking burgers topped with shrimp, eggs, and combinations of mystery meats all swimming in teriyaki sauce. I was tempted, but I decided to keep it classic for now. So I went with a double cheeseburger, some McNuggets, and fries. Call me basic, but there's just something reassuring about a double cheeseburger that isn't wearing shrimp like a hat. This double cheeseburger was looking surprisingly gourmet, by McDonald's standards anyway. It basically wasn't smashed into oblivion or carelessly thrown together like it just came off of a fast food assembly line. The first bite, well, it's definitely a McDonald's burger, alright, but it's just a little off, like maybe 10% off. I can't quite pin down the culprit. Is it the cheese? I think it's the burger seasoning. Still, if you're a fan of McDonald's, you'll find this just as satisfying, with maybe a little side of intrigue. The shapes of the chicken McNuggets looked a little bit different from what I remember back in the States, but maybe it's just my imagination. Taste-wise, though, they're the McNuggets that we know and tolerate. The only downside is they were a little on the dry side, which probably didn't help that they don't have sweet and sour sauce here. So barbecue sauce it was. Honestly, it got the job done, but if you're used to dunking your nuggets in that sweet and tangy stuff, you might find yourself missing home just a bit. Now for the fries. Honestly, they taste exactly like McDonald's fries back home. Crispy, salty, and just the right amount of greasy, like they came off the same global fry assembly line. If there's any difference, maybe it's in the oil, but I could just be overthinking it. Either way, they're that familiar golden perfection, so no complaints here. It's comforting to know that no matter where you are in the world, McDonald's fries will be there to taste exactly like, well, McDonald's fries. Alright, let's break down Kyoto McDonald's lunch on the McWeirdo-meter. For menu items, I'm going with a 3 out of 6, Drunk Ronald. Between the shrimp, egg, and teriyaki covered options, it's got a little extra personality. Like, Ronald had a night out and came back with some creative ideas. The restaurant vibe is a 1 out of 6 regular Ronald. Super clean, very friendly staff, but otherwise pretty standard. And finally, taste, a 2 out of 6. Off-brand Ronald. It's close to what I'm used to, but just a bit off. It's like McDonald's with a slightly foreign accent. Alright, it's time for the final verdict on McDonald's in Japan. Drum roll, please. I'm giving the entire experience a 3 out of 6, Drunk Ronald. This place has some fun, quirky moments like the bacon potato pie and the teriyaki shrimp and egg burger options, but it still feels like McDonald's at its core. Alright folks, and that wraps up my McDonald's Japan adventure. If you enjoyed watching me stumble through the strange and delicious world of Japanese fast food, give this video a like. Show me some love. I could use some love. And if you're new here, subscribe for more weird food, collectibles, and retro vibes from all across the globe. Got a suggestion for what I should try next? Drop it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.